of August 2016 was a wedding date, makeup being done, it's a bit chilly, and I'm like, wow, it's going to rain in my wedding. It's going to be like those movie weddings where it just rains and your makeup comes out, and I was so worried in the morning about all that. But I think for us, the wedding was our perfect wedding. We called it our perfect wedding because everything went as it were, from getting caterers, from getting service providers, the gowns, really those people who do your nails and your hair. No, I did my own hair. It was really, I think for us, it was a smooth, what do you call it? A smooth journey. The only hurdles we faced was probably now with money. But now when the family in my side decided, I will do a pre-wedding for you, get some money and give it to you. And his family saying, us are going to come to you in this particular way, through for you in this particular way. Because I don't think myself and him would have afforded that, the kind of wedding we had. We wouldn't have, and if we worked for the next year how long, we wouldn't have. It represented who we are. It represented our characteristics. It represented what we wanted to achieve. We wanted to have like a vintage wedding, haystacks, horses. Saying of horses. So I decided as a bride to get on a horse and not on the chariot, because brides always go with a chariot. I did my practice 2-3 weeks before the wedding, a month actually before the wedding.
The horses were okay.
Yes, I got to the horse, did my stuff with the horse like 3 times. Fantastic. And then the last day when I went there, the guys who are managing that area told me, for you, I think it will be okay if we give you a pony, because this other one might misbehave. And I'm like, okay, can I do a round with it? Like, fantastic. Did one and it was okay. Then came the day of the wedding. They're supposed to have put a cone
to cover their eyes.
Yes, the eyes, but they didn't. Oh my goodness. The horse saw me, it was running away from me. I tried to get closer to it, it just can't. I forced myself onto the horse and I could feel the thing shaking. For a moment, I thought it's going to throw me off. And I told my my mom and my dad, because we were there, even then they are afraid. The only thing they're used to is cows and goats, and then there's a horse here.
They don't know how to handle
it. What? No. You can tame a donkey. This is a horse. It has its own mind. It's smarter. And like, so my father was father. My mother was the one just saying, Soila, you don't have to do this. Imagine. Kabia, I have to. And have worked, worked onto it. Thing is shaking, it doesn't want to go, it can't even take 3 steps. You take 3 steps, it refuses to go. And I'm like, you know what, before it becomes a story in the news, a bride was thrown off by a horse, I am out. I dropped and walked down the aisle with my parents, and it was a lovely day. And then for because he also got on a stallion, a really tall horse. I can pick a malikaza to poop, pop before people. I think it was nervous. I think that was the most interesting thing about our wedding. And then the throat, what do you call it? What do you call this thing? The dancing part. Amazing. Us as it's the brides. We danced, both of us, for each other. And I could just see my parents and my family members staring and wondering what the world has changed.
Just happened.
What just the world has changed. Now the weddings are like this, young people are just dancing the entire time. But I think they enjoyed it, because they'd still talk about the wedding even now. They liked it.
I loved that wedding. I didn't like the preparation, but I liked what happened on that day. And that wedding had so many mistakes. But I think the importance of having a good team is that they're able to cover some of those mistakes, such that the ordinary person, the normal guest, does not even notice there's a mistake. It's just the people who are planning that are able to recognize, here we had planned for it to go this way, it went this way. But I loved it. The service was it 20 minutes?
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
12, 15.
15
Yeah.
And I like how our pastor usually says, this is a church, this is a wedding ceremony. It is not a church service. So there was no preaching, there was no praise and worship. He was like, if you want to listen to preaching and praise and worship, go to church. This year, here we are joining people together. And I really liked that, because a lot of people during those things, the couple has already switched off. They are not listening when you're giving them premarital advice. He was like, you want premarital advice? Go to premarital classes. So I liked how it was made simple and short. And a bigger portion of the wedding was focused on this, the
fun.
can I call? The fun, the eating, the bonding, the photography, people hanging out and all that. So I really enjoyed it. It was good. Guys had fun.
I think the other thing that was outstanding about it is the ring thing. Something else that was out of for us, we decided to use a drone to bring the rings. So it was something really fascinating. Literally the whole thing represented who we are, the fun side of us, and what we wanted to portray and achieve. It was a good thing. So you get married, you're told go home, go multiply, bring children. You just got married an hour and then your auntie's like, so and I'm like, auntie, I just got